I am happy that Marvel did not have X-Men, did not have the Fantastic Four, did not have Spider-Man, because it forced them to use their lesser characters and make those characters relevant and big. And look what we have in the MCU. If we had Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, the X-Men, some of y'all these characters y'all see right now, we probably would not see them right now because Marvel would have their big guns, and they will be milking their big guns as much as they can.
Yeah.
So, you know, so
yeah.
what do you think?
I'm with you. I'm not gonna say that Henry Cavill is gonna be gone unless we absolutely have some solid proof that he's no longer a part of it. I'm with you. I think Man of Steel was an amazing movie. The whole thing with DC and the Marvel thing is like you said, like Marvel got to play with characters that people weren't too familiar with or don't have any history, which I felt like was something that worked against DCU a little bit. Because even though
Mm-hmm.
me and you we agreed, those like Wonder Woman and we have some films that they made that was really good. I think history worked against DC because most of those characters that they put in the forefront in this phase are characters that has a whole lot of histories and a whole lot of actors that played them before that. You know, like
Yep,
Superman,
absolutely.
Batman, Joker, Wonder
And they
Woman.
were always compared. There was always compared.
And you got to think
Always
about
compared.
absolutely, and you got to think about all the people who review these movies and stuff were alive long enough to see the original Superman, to see the older Wonder Woman
Yep.
movies, to see
Mm-hmm.
their favorite Batman, or see Jack Nicholson play as Joker. So they already have these ideas of what the characters are supposed to be like on film, but not understanding like the comic books and how much these characters are different in different universes in the comic books. So
Who's been Iron Man before Robert Downey Jr.?
nobody. Exactly, and there has been movies before, like Iron Man movies and stuff like that, but nobody knows those movies. Those are like low budget movies that didn't even matter, like America, Captain America. So they have
Trash, bro.
a fresh slate to make a character how and like we talked about before, these characters portrayed in the movie are not like how they are in the comic books, but people are not going to know that. You know why? Because there weren't movies made before to kind of show people what the characters are supposed to look like. Batman had that opportunity. Superman had the opportunity. Wonder Woman had the opportunity. So the history is kind of working against DCU. So the opportunity to take a Flash or a Cyborg or Aquaman, even though those are fairly popular characters, and to try to take them as a fresh slate characters and make something new with them. Which I don't agree. Flash is a fresh slate character. I mean, I think a lot of people actually know who he is. He has TV shows.
No, a lot of people. No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I don't. Like I said, I don't believe Flash is Flash is one of the most popular superhero characters. Period.
Yeah, absolutely.
But what I meant was there's never been a Flash movie.
There hasn't been a Flash movie. Yeah, and that's where
We've
I'm going.
never seen. Yeah.
And I absolutely agree with you. And people are used to the idea of Aquaman being with blonde hair and being nice with the dolphins and stuff like that. So going into more and just in closing what I'm saying, just like you said, going into these characters that no one knows about, and I think the game Injustice really helped that a lot because there's characters in that game that people wouldn't have probably known until they played that game. So since they're introduced to those characters now, take those characters, make movies, make the Swamp Thing movie, make whatever movie you need to introduce these new characters into the universe with, so people can have a fresh slate and then go into this. And I know DC had like Jonah Hex and stuff like that. Don't use those characters, man. Try something better. You have the money, you have the tools and stuff like that. Let's make better movies. I'm a Marvel fan, but I'm rooting for DC. Good competition is good for everybody. So that's just how I feel.
Absolutely, and just we're geeks, bro. Like whether we favor one side or the other, geeks want to see great geek content. Exactly. Period. I don't care what side is producing it. I want to see a great movie. I want to see a really good comic book movie. Like that's what I want to see. Like I don't care if it's a Marvel or a DC, and I'm a DC fanboy. I grew up on DC. Batman's my number one. Period. But guess what, guys? Spider-Man's my number two. Period. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? So there's no like ifs, ands, or buts about that. So speaking of Spider-Man, speaking of Marvel, not the MCU, Marvel, segue, Venom. So what do you think about Venom being rated PG-13?
Oh my god. I mean, I was a little disappointed about that. Because that was kind of like the whole promotion for that film. It's going to be rated R. It's going to be rated R, and that's what people were like, "Yo, it's separated from the MCU. So it's rated R, kind of like how Logan was, and it's like it's going to be something we haven't seen before. But now that it's PG-13, it kind of gives me the feeling that it's going to be a little goofy. And then as I watch these trailers with the jokes in it, I'm like, I hope they don't try to go the MCU route because this character
Yeah,
isn't. That's not what this character is. What are you guys doing? Like, why PG-13?
yeah, yeah. I think this is what I think would happen. I think they fully expected to make a rated R Venom movie. I think, but I think something happened, and I think Sony believes, and this might be true. I think Sony believes that there's a very good chance they can connect Venom to the MCU, or Tom Holland's Spider-Man can be in their Sony universe. But the only way that can happen is if Venom is PG-13. Because if you make a hard R in this Venom universe, Tom Holland Spider-Man, like, he's young. Like, he's not, I mean, Tom Holland's not young, but, you know, his Spider-Man, his Peter Parker is young. And there's a lot of rumors that Peter Parker is in this Venom movie. And once I heard the rumors that Peter Parker is in the Venom movie, I'm like, yeah, I think this is not going to be rated R anymore.
But which Peter Parker? Like, Tom Holland Peter Parker?
Yes. Oh. No, yes. Yes, Tom Holland. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Like, I've heard a lot of rumors that his Peter Parker is in the Venom film. So if that is true and that's the case, I could understand. They're saying it's a hard PG-13. I mean, listen. You can do a lot of messed up shit in a PG-13 setting, in a hard PG-13 setting. What turns a movie into R is, is blood and curse words. Well, blood and the word fuck. That's what turns. No, but it is. That's what turns the movie into R. Right. That's what turns the movie to R. So, PG-13, you're only allowed to have one. You're only allowed to say the F word one time. If it's more than once, then the movie's R. Right. So that's my thing. So I feel like we can still get the type of Venom movie that we want. And this is another big key. If this Venom movie is successful, we're not getting Carnage until the second movie. Now, if you gonna tell me Carnage is in a film, this cannot be nothing else but rated R.
That's what I'm saying, because I thought he was fighting another symbiote.
But this is my thing. Just because this first Venom movie is gonna be PG-13 doesn't mean that the second one can't be R. That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, get butts in the seats. Mm-hmm. Because this movie being PG-13, I think, can get much more butts in the seats. Like, kids don't have to worry about sneaking into the movie to see it, or begging their parents to see a movie that's rated R, and their parents say,